Hey Siri, what time is it?
It's crypto time.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're gonna be talking about, you guessed it, crypto. Crypto's booming, crypto's hot, and I believe it's here to stay, only gonna get bigger and gonna be playing a pivotal part for any serious investor in the future. And that's why today I want to share with you my personal crypto investing strategy and planning for 2021. Now obviously this channel is about personal finance and all things related to that, but with cryptocurrency becoming more and more mainstream and very approachable and easily and more understandable with every day and every new bull run and record highs we're hitting, I really think it's time to take this serious. Just like with stocks or bonds or any other investments, there's some investors very risk averse, and on the other hand you have those who are really willing to take risk for higher returns. And the same is true in cryptocurrencies. You have some day traders who are out there, every day trading in and out of positions. You have swing traders who hold on to a certain cryptocurrency for a couple of days and then move out of their positions. You have meme stock traders, those who kind of read the latest news, see what's happening on Twitter, on Reddit, buy the latest dog coin or cat coin or whatever is the flavor of the month and hope for it to 100x overnight. And there's the long-term investor. And if you've been watching some of my videos, you know that I'm very much into long-term investing and building up your net worth over time. So my overall big picture crypto strategy consists of 5 parts. Number 1 being hodling blue chip coins. Now what do I mean by this? Hodling, of course, you all heard about holding on to dear life. So that's basically a modern way of saying invest into the long term of a coin. That's exactly what I've been doing and plan to continue doing in the future. And which coins do I hodl? Well, basically I really trust on the 2 biggest established coins that are taking up majority of the market share in the moment. So here I really want to invest into something that has a proven track record over many years and really has utility to it. So of course I'm talking about the 2 biggest coins by market cap in the world, and that is Bitcoin and Ethereum. These are the most common known coins, everybody heard about it. And it's funny actually, a lot of younger investors saying that's already boring. Only the boomers are investing into these boring coins because the upside potential can only be maybe 10x in the coming years. If you ask me, I still think that crypto is rather risky and volatile. But yes, out of all the cryptocurrencies out there, Bitcoin and Ethereum are probably the least volatile and has the most money invested into it. Institutions starting to adopt it, and that gives me confidence that they won't collapse overnight. There is a proven track record, they have a proven concept, and I do believe over the coming years the growth potential might be less than some old coins, which we'll talk about in a moment, but I do think in the long term it's a safer investment which still has a huge upside compared to some stocks or ETFs which have much less growth potential. And that's why the majority of my holdings are actually in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and what I will continue to do every month is dollar cost average into it. So depending on how the rates are that month, it might be a bit more in Bitcoin or a bit more in Ethereum, or it might be 50-50, but I really make it a habit to every month invest, and these ones I'm not planning to sell at all. I really want to continue building this up. My next goal is actually to own 1 Bitcoin. I think it would be really nice if you own 1 Bitcoin, because right now I guess most of us owning a fraction of a Bitcoin. So even if you own half a Bitcoin, that's still over 25,000 euros. That makes me feel even more sorry for the guy who a few years ago paid, I think it was like 100 Bitcoins for 2 pieces of pizza. So yeah, things develop, things happen, and I really believe in the long-term trajectory and growth of the projects, of both of them. And that's why I'm not planning to sell at all, and rather want to increase my position into it over time. And here I'm not looking for the quick return. Yes, of course I follow the news, I see the predictions, what people saying that Bitcoin might hit 100,000 at the end of the year or 500,000 by 2025. Of course, once again, that gives me confidence, but I'm really not here to bet that this will happen and I YOLO my money into it. I put all of it because I'm going to be the next billionaire. That's really not the plan. I think it's a hedge against inflation because the growth is definitely outperforming inflation, more so than certain ETFs or stocks. I know it's fairly safe despite being a risky asset class, but it has utility attached to it. So again, I don't want to go too deep into each of the coins, but essentially Bitcoin, as you may have heard, is described as a digital gold. It is a store of value. Right now you can't really do many transactions because it's slow, it's expensive, it takes a lot of energy, but as a store of value, and really that's why the digital gold comparison I think is really valid. It has a limited supply. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins in the world. We're soon approaching 19 million. So contrary to gold, which maybe one day they will find a new supply of gold somewhere under some rocks or what have you, for Bitcoin there can only ever be 21 million out there. So naturally over time the price will increase. And the same with Ethereum. Yes, Ethereum at the moment is a bit slow and is very expensive, and gas fees when you do transactions, but there are a lot of solutions built around the Ethereum platform, and it really is the most established coin after Bitcoin that has utility values for NFTs, for smart contracts, so many new applications being added constantly, and I think the room for growth is still huge. And some people say that actually one day it might flip split Bitcoin as the biggest cryptocurrency in the world remains to be seen, but I have no doubt that those two cryptos going to remain dominant in the years to come. My second strategy is investing in top 10 altcoins. Now these are the more established altcoins. Altcoins are basically any coins that are not Bitcoin or Ethereum. Right now there are actually over 14,000 cryptocurrencies in the world. So when we talk about altcoins, there are a lot of options to choose from and a lot of projects that are coming up all the time. But what I focus on in the second part of my investing strategy are the established altcoins. So those are the ones that have proven over time and have a strong following and a lot of money invested into it. So they're almost too big to fail that they wouldn't collapse overnight. Of course, these coins are more risky than Bitcoin and Ethereum, but on the flip side have a higher growth potential. So I'm conscious about this and invest less of my money into those than I do into my first part of my crypto holdings. And here I'm actually investing into 3 coins: Solana, Polkadot and Cardano. Now they are part of the top 10 biggest coins in the world, with the lowest one having a market capitalization of $42 billion. Really big coins, established already, and still I think they have massive upside potential. If Polkadot was to catch up with Bitcoin, for example, that would be a 20x. So whatever I invested, there would be a 20x return. Now I'm not saying it's going to be the next Bitcoin, and I doubt it will be, but it definitely will more than double in the coming years. I have no doubt about it. So it is definitely more risky than having Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I am willing to take this risk and I allocate a smaller amount of money, understanding that it may drop more than the other 2 coins, but at the same time it will also be able to give me a higher return than the other 2 coins. Because Bitcoin going 20x is very unlikely in the next 2-3 years versus a Polkadot or Cardano having that opportunity, but still more likely than the other 2. Moving on to my third part of my crypto strategy, and these are risky altcoins. Now these are altcoins basically outside of the top 10. It's ranked by market capitalization, and it just means that basically there's less money invested into it. So in total we look at the market capitalization. So those coins have the highest potential to maybe one day make it to the top 10. But at the same time, of course, they have the least proven track record, because some of them literally just joined very recently. You've seen the rise of Dogecoin or Shiba Inu within a matter of months, went from 0 to billions. And the same can happen with any of those coins. They are promising, they have a great story and a team behind it, and I personally believe in some of them having huge potential, but I also understand the risk that this might go back to 0. We've seen it most recently with the Squid token, which basically collapsed within a matter of seconds from a very high number to absolute 0. It was a scam basically. It looked promising, but ultimately it was a scam. So I understand the risk involved in it, and I really caution you, do your homework, really study what is the project about and what's going into it, and only invest money you can afford to lose. And I only have 2 coins here that I really invest in. They're not so risky because actually they do have quite a few applications and a certain track record already established. So those 2 coins are Polygon and Crypto.com coin. So I don't want to go too much into detail what each coin is doing. I will probably do a separate video on this in the future, but they have great applications behind them, a great story, especially the Crypto.com coin. I really see huge upside potential. Currently it's only the 26th biggest coin by market capitalization in the world, but Crypto.com is one of the fastest growing crypto exchanges in the world. And they're currently far behind Binance, but they're spending a huge marketing amount into establishing themselves as one of the leading cryptocurrency brokers out there, and that's the native token to the platform. The same how you have the Binance coin, the native token of Binance, which currently is actually the 3rd biggest coin in the world. A lot of the transactions going through Binance, the biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, are facilitated through the coin of Binance. So imagine once Crypto.com reaches more markets, more volume, the need for having a Crypto.com coin will rise exponentially, and there's only a certain supply, same as Bitcoin in the world. So over time, as it grows in popularity and all the coins have been mined, naturally the price will increase. So I'm very bullish on that coin, and actually it's part of my crypto debit card, which I use whenever I spend money in any restaurant, cafe or online purchase. I actually get Crow coins back as cashback. So my Crow coin holdings grows over time, and not only that, naturally as the price for the coin increases, my total holdings of that will increase exponentially as well. So I know these coins are definitely more risky, but I'm willing to invest a little bit of my money every month to grow that portfolio, because the upside is so much higher than probably I would get from Bitcoin or Ethereum. And of course, you never know which coin might be the future coin. Any of those have the potential to maybe one day enter the top 10. And both of those coins have one more great benefit in addition to the increase of the price in the future. And that brings me to my 4th point, which is staking rewards. Basically, staking is the new interest payments. So back in the days when you used to bring your hard-earned cash into the bank and then hopefully get a few % interest over a year, it was nice. It would grow over time and there was no risk attached to it. Now, sadly, these days are long gone. Interests are at all-time low. In most countries are 0, or in some countries actually negative interest. So to keep your money in the bank is actually the worst you can do. And that's why I really like to invest into crypto, because they pay me staking rewards. That basically means I get paid interest in the form of crypto by putting my cryptos into a pool of the crypto exchange, and they pay me in return a very high interest rate. That can range anywhere from 3 to 12.5% per year. And the great thing is it's paid weekly, not like in banks where you have to wait a whole month to get paid. So for example, what I use on crypto.com, very simple to sign up to it. Click on the link in the description below and use my referral link, and you'll get free $25 to start your crypto investing journey. So once you signed up, it's very simple. You go onto the app, and there you can very easily see what you get for your money if you stake it. And it really depends on how long you plan to stake. It can be flexible, which means you can retrieve your cryptos anytime, 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. I personally commit to 3 months because again, I'm a long-term holder, and that gives you the highest returns. And that's really why I like Polygon, because they pay me 12% interest per year, and I get the rewards paid out to me every week. And then I can either convert them into fiat money and pay them out to me into euros or dollars or whatever currency. Personally, I like to hold it and kind of reinvest to grow my staking pool. So currently I'm making around 150 euros per month in passive income, purely from staking rewards or interest money that is paid to me simply by putting my cryptocurrency to work. So as I grow my cryptocurrency portfolio, that number will go up depending on which coins you're staking. Let's say you have an average of 10% return per year. So let's imagine over time and investing regularly, you build up a portfolio of 120,000 euros in cryptocurrency. Now, if you put this to work with an average return of 10%, that's 1,000 euros you make every month in passive income. That's amazing. And you won't find this in any bank. And of course, compared to dividend stocks of 1 to 3%, it's really so much better. And so I really want to continue to grow my crypto portfolio to benefit from high staking rewards. And lastly, point number 5, we have to of course talk about the exit. Exit basically means how do you get out of your positions, because we of course invest in order to grow your investments over time. But ultimately you want to do something with your investments, right? Either you want to buy a house, or you want to buy a car or a yacht or a helicopter, however big your portfolio is, or whatever you plan to do with it in life. Eventually you need to exit out of your positions. Now the good thing is with cryptocurrencies, in many countries such as Germany and other countries, you actually don't have to pay any tax on the capital gains after 1 year of holding. Now that may change in the future, but for now the great thing is if you buy, for example, Bitcoin, hold it over 12 months period. After that, any gains are made, in case it doubled over that time, I won't have to pay any tax on that. And I don't know any other investment class out there that has such a huge benefit, because real estate, stocks, ETFs, you always have to pay capital gains tax on it. On cryptocurrency at the moment, you don't have to. Of course, on your staking rewards, you will be taxed because that's considered a dividend payment or an income. So you will have certain tax on that. So you have to check on your respective country what is the applicable tax rate. But on the capital appreciation, if it grows in value over time, you don't have to. And that's for me another reason, once again, why I want to be a long-term investor, because if I trade in and out of position, make a quick buck, I actually have to pay interest on that. So that's why I better hold over 1 year. So even if there's a volatility and it goes down and then up over time, ultimately once it's at a higher point than I bought it, I don't have to pay tax after 12 months, which is incredible. So at the moment, I'm really not planning to have any exit. Actually, I'm planning to convert more of my fiat holdings, my euro savings, into crypto in the future, because I do think there's so much more growth coming. And one day those people who are not investing right now will look back and say, oof, if only I invested at the time. But again, nobody knows for sure. That's personally what I do. But one day when it hits a certain number that I have in my mind, of course, what I plan to do is take out my initial investment to have it as a cash reserve for other investments, because basically it's pure profit. So my initial investments I will be taking out, and from then on it's just pure profit that grows over time. Next, watch the video over here. If you have any questions on any of the points I mentioned, let me know in the comments below. I'm always happy to read your comments, and I really make sure to answer to all of them. I thank you so much for watching. Stay awesome, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao.